What's the meaning of Bitcoin's market breakout? If you are interested in this issue, please follow me. Everyone is very welcome to join the WSOT Cointo team. Currently we have accumulated 688. Friends, join our team. According to the rules of the game, the team with more people has more chances. Aggressive ranking shares bonuses. And we were last year. We were also the first team in Chinese at the end of the race. You are very welcome to click on the link below. Join the Cointo team to carve up the WSOT competition. $8 million prize pool. Okay, let's go back to the disk of Bitcoin. Let's start with the daily line. Let's see where we were yesterday. We also started the discussion from the single K line of the daily line. Let's study these two candlesticks today. Because the candlesticks on the left and right sides are actually very short. I think the things that can be interpreted are not very meaningful. As for the two K lines, you can find that their fluctuations are also the largest. Okay, let's see. If so, let's take these two K lines. Redraw means that we redraw these two K lines. Into it is the same root. Okay, when we want to draw the K line, first, we find the opening and closing prices. You'll find it's almost in the same place. Almost in the same place. Then where does the upper shadow line go? To this place, to this place. Then the shadow line goes to this place. So it draws a K line like this. What about this kind of K line? It is a very typical cross star. That is, there is no fluctuation in the middle. It opened at almost the same place as it closed. So in fact the cross. It doesn't really matter if it's green or red. It's very close anyway. The upper and lower shadows are very, very long. Very, very long compared to the solid part. This is very important. It can show that the long and short forces are relatively balanced now. Or it could be a turning point or a continuation of long and short. Of course, I think the latter sentence is a bit redundant. That is, if we study its long-short power, it can show that it is relatively balanced between long and short. Then let's see how we can see this place. I think this candlestick is very important. Just such a K-line combination. That first. We go down. The place where the pins are inserted, what a coincidence. It falls on the very critical swap that we were talking about earlier. About $28,500. You can find this place plug. A bit and then we hit a bit here. And the front has obvious resistance effect. So we are at 28,500. The exchange of this place, of course. Now it is unquestionable to support this. Especially you can find out. We're a little bit above the support and we start to stagnate. We didn't start to stagnate after touching this support. That means our support here is stronger. If it is relatively weak, then K. The line will touch down directly. But you can see that our current situation is. When there is still a distance, it starts to stop. Then I inserted a needle down to the support. Then I would think 28500. It is a place that we will focus on next. That's actually 28,500. This place is not just about level. It is also meaningful in terms of structure and form. Let's re-emphasize this trend line that we've been drawing before. What about this trend line? It must work. Because it has too many touch points. You can find this place 123. And here it happens to be our fourth contact point. Let's zoom in on this graph a little bit. You can find that our needle is very perfectly landed on the level of 28,500. And above the trend line of our slanted structure. Landed very precisely on it. Then if it is said that some people may directly look at this and buy the bottom. So, if we replay now, some people may think that. Then if our price comes to 28,500 again, can you copy the bottom when it's time? Since this price is so good because it does not need a lot of stop loss. If you can reach the stop loss, then you must go. Indeed, the price of this place is indeed better. But, if say our price if I can come back to this place again, then I will think it is not worth our bargain hunting. Because you look at this place. If it can come back again then you can find. Then we are equal to exist. Relatively short period of time. We have touched this more important support continuously. That means the support. It might not work as well as we thought. So everyone still has to be careful. Okay, let's cut the level down a little bit. In fact, let's look at the current chart and the current trend. In fact, I would think that it is still more favorable to the short position. If we look at it from 4 hours, it is indeed from the daily line. I think the bulls still have the upper hand. But from 4 hours, it is actually more beneficial to be short. Although it did not fall very smoothly. From our current point of view, it is not very smooth. But it's still a little bit better to be short. How to say? Let's see. We have been emphasizing this pattern before. I'm sure there must be a deal. As long as he looks. He must have noticed. We're at this place, it appears a wedge. Must have noticed. So for a wedge that everyone is looking at it. Directly made a false breakthrough. I believe that there must be many people chasing after the breakthrough. Of course, I also chased a little bit of positions at the time. But I just left at the original price. When it comes down, after all, it also gives us reaction time. We still have a chance to go at the original price. Then. The people who do a lot here. Those who break through and go long are all trapped. How could the resistance get you trapped? He just needs to break through. Correspond. If it's a good upswing. If so, he should go straight up. He shouldn't be back and forth at this place and back to test. Then when he comes back to test, it means that he hasn't finished tidying up yet. Why did he break through before finishing it? Then this fake action will indeed trick many people from the military into getting into the car. Moreover, all the people who got on the bus at that time were trapped. Actually. For if the resistance is bulls, he needs this group of people. Because if say bulls. It's resistance, so when he pulls, he needs allies. Pull with him. That's tantamount to saying that his actions are trapping his allies. I believe that if Duojun is the resistance, at least he is now. There is no intention to exert force, otherwise he would not make such a move. This kind of action is actually very hurtful to Duojun. Us. Even to open a long period, I think. Get out. Such a false breakthrough, we all have to experience greater shocks. We have a chance to get out of the next round of bulls. Well, judging from the current disc, there is actually another way of thinking can deny. Our rise during this period is possible in the early stage of the rise. Then the magnitude of his callback has exceeded 0.618. In fact, we are in the early stage of a period of rising. His callback range must be small. Especially if the one behind us rises. Is very strong, then the corresponding callback range will be very small. But you can see that we have now pulled back to 0.618. It's unimaginable. Let's review our previous rises. In the early stage, what point did he call back to? For example, in this passage of time, it must be the early stage of the rise. What point did he pull back to? Can hardly tell because he hardly ever calls back. There is almost no callback, he just went straight up all the way. Then let's review the market for a few more rounds. For example, when we were in this market. Did he have a callback in the early days? Where's the callback? I would think that almost no callbacks are generated. Almost without him. It just went all the way up without any major corrections. That includes us in the front is actually exactly the same. Okay, so we're pulling back so deep in this place, I think definitely not a good run. Okay, let's look at the energy part again. Actually, we fell yesterday. Sometimes, he is actually capable of cooperating. That basically. If we combine the above. After sorting out the key points, we can find that in fact, this wave of rising. Just a feint. And here he draws the door and puts a lot of. Those who do more and have more troops are locked up. Okay, let's cut to 1 hour, then if we cut to 1 hour. In fact, it is mainly vibration. Let's see when he breaks this range and then we can do it again. More directional movements would be better. In fact, we started from 4. By the hour I don't think he's out of concussion. He just changed a place to oscillate, changed to a lower place to oscillate. That is to say, from the original relatively neutral shock to oscillations that are slightly beneficial to bears. This is the current trend. Good that. Do you have any friends who join our WSOT team? 3 people will be drawn every day to get 30 USDT in cash. Reward you. Now, the number of our team has reached 688. That is, we want to go from 1 to 688. If 3 numbers are drawn from it, we will generate them randomly. These 3 friends can get a $30 cash bonus. 30 USDT is paid out of my own pocket. Okay, 622540203. Where are the 3 friends? Let's see which friend 203 is. 203. How about these friends? You just need to verify your account. 203 here, so 203. These 3 friends, just authenticate your account. After sending it to the assistant's mailbox for verification, we will send 30 USDT to in the address of TRC20 you specified. Very welcome. Everyone can join the Cointo team. Let's share the $8 million prize pool. Bye-bye.